How can you actually like manage block time if the reports you're using to hold a surgeon accountable aren't trustworthy from the surgeon perspective, and there's a whole layer of nuance associated with every single one of these reports. It was at the point where we were managing who we were going to get block time and then just kind of decompressing it appropriately. But when I came into surgical directions, the reality is the amount of time it takes to create those reports manually is arduous. So to do this over and over again was just painful. But then we got into Merlin, and to have this at your fingertips, so I can just go into a portal and just drop down on a surgeon, and have these conversations in person and say, hey, the reason your utilization was this is because on this day that you worked, you only did 2 cases, or on this day you didn't release your block, and then going into their calendar and pulling up their Outlook calendar and say, oh, you're right. But as soon as they saw that we had this level of granularity, we had this level of detail, I could tell you on this day whether or not you were here or there, how many cases you did, how many surgical minutes you performed. I mean, the paradigm was, well, now we know someone's watching. And I would say the Hawthorne effect took into effect, but then it was like, how do you maintain it? How do you make sure that you audit them on a regular basis? And then that's when it goes back to, now that we have that Hawthorne effect, it'll go by the wayside if you're not showing them that data on a regular basis. So then now I love the fact that we're getting to where we're like, how do we automate those reports? Just push them out right to the hospital, right to the surgeon. They have accountability to what is such a precious resource, OR time. And I think the hospitals need to realize that is their precious resource. Every hospital has the same basic data requirements for them to bill. They need a surgery in time, they need a patient cut time, they need a close time, they need a patient out time. Those 4 timestamps, along with the day of surgery, the wheels in time, the OR, just those elements. We know each hospital has to have these elements for their respective billing, the surgeon, the surgical procedure, so on and so forth. So we've been able to backfill, we've been able to just create our own, algorithms based on that. We give all these discrete elements like their own unique address in our data world, and then from there, we're able to create these unique metrics that honestly no other hospital can, because they're not looking at the data with the sophistication that we are in terms of what is crucial to make a decision. There's all these different cuts of data that we need to see for us to say, here's what you need to make a decision on. But I think usually you kind of default to the data team or the hospital, and they're only going to give you what they can provide as opposed to what they should provide to make the OR run better. Having it in Merlin at my fingertips is so powerful. Being able to flip through block utilization, heat maps, add-on time. I mean, the story I can tell in minutes.